Hello Satnam, it's me Shakti Sundari, and I'm back with you today for the next attempt at reading the next Radiance Sutras to you today. I just tried and the transmission got interrupted, which is kind of funny because I was just getting really emotional, so I'm kind of laughing to myself at the playfulness of the divine, even as I'm finding myself feeling deep emotions. Let's see if this broadcast works. Now, so, it feels really good to be outside. I am in Trent Park. I've taken myself from my room where I've been all day really feeling the sadness and pain of the separation from my beloved, and actually it wasn't too hard in the end, and it feels good to be here, to be breathing in the air and looking at the sky and the green and to smell the earth. There is a grounding that happens for me here, and even though it's also been bringing up a lot of painful memories, happy painful, ecstatic painful, and more feelings of loss, it's also okay. Feeling very aware that these readings recently have taken on a flavor that of course I never anticipated, in terms of a sharing of my very personal journey of love and everything that's going on for me on a day-to-day basis. And you know, on the one hand, that is what I am and that is what I do, and so I feel that I can't help but be that, which is the truth of what is flowing through me moment by moment. And then there's another small part of me which thinks, oh gosh, will I be judged or seen as weak or ridiculous for sharing such vulnerable and personal vulnerable things from what's going on. But I mean, it is what it is, and these sutras are about the full embrace of all of life, and this is me embracing all of my life in this moment. And as you'll see if you watch these sutras from the beginning all the way through, there have been so many different states of being, such peaks and troughs, and all I've done, I suppose, is endeavor to stay real with each reading in each moment, and to share whatever arises, both before I read and as I read, and then afterwards in my interpretation. So, breathing, grounding, feeling my heart, and looking forward to sharing the words of today's sutra. Today's sutra is Yukti verse 75, and it's yet another one about desire. Somebody wrote to me recently actually and asked me about desire, and they were confused and they didn't understand how following desire could be the right thing or a good thing. There was a fear that following desire would lead to something somehow immoral or just sexual. But of course our desire is much more than just lust and sex, as this Yukti verse will explain. So hang on, let me put my glasses on. Yukti verse 75. Ichayam ata vajnane jate chitam nivishayet. Atma buddhya ananya cheta tata tatva ata dashanam. And one more time. Ichayam ata vajnane jate chitam nivishayat. Atma buddhya ananya cheta tata tatva ata dashanam. As I finish that, I can hear an aeroplane going overhead, and it's just making me want to cry as I think of my beloved leaving and of me flying to Australia. And here's the English translation. It's long today, and I've got a relief that it's long. Whenever a wanting moment comes, celebrate the rising of desire as a sparkling impulse of energy vibrating the body into motion. In a flash of knowing, when intelligence arises, attend to this rising as the illumination of the self, desiring and knowing, knowing and desiring. Just for a breath, forget what you want, forget what you know. Receive the real teaching, the essence of earth, air, fire, water, and space. So really this is a repetition of the previous meditations on desire, just expresses it in a different way. In a nutshell, whenever you feel desire, rather than acting on the impulse, allow yourself to feel it, allow it, embrace it, allow the energy of the desire to flow through your being without interpretation by the mind, without attaching to the object of your desire. And underneath that, then there's a deeper knowing of being one with that energy, which is the creative energy of all of life. I mean, that's the teaching in this meditation. It's very simple. And I'll just go through it. Whenever a wanting moment comes, celebrate the rising of desire as a sparkling impulse of energy vibrating the body into motion. So first of all, celebrate the desire. Do not repress it. Try and shut it down, stop it, judge it, embrace it and celebrate it. So that's the first thing. So celebration is an energy of joy. Second thing is that this is a sparkling impulse of energy. So it's an energy, nothing more and nothing else, vibrating the body into motion. How does desire vibrate the body into motion? Well, if we allow that energy, which is sexual energy, can call it whatever you want to call it, but sexual energy, kundalini, life force, Shakti, when we allow ourselves to feel that, of course it can make the whole body move, shake, vibrate, ripple, tremble with its power, with its force. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the energy gets stuck in the genitals or the lower chakras, although there's nothing low or base about them. They're just lower down the physical body, and need to be acted upon in terms of release or relief or penetration or being penetrated. So that energy can penetrate us, but not necessarily in the genitals. We can allow the energy to penetrate our whole being, every cell, every atom, every molecule of our self. So it's a very different thing. In a flash of knowing, so it's fast, we must catch it. When intelligence arises. So here, that energy is referred to as intelligence, which could be a paradox, because when we think of intelligence, we think of the mind, right? But this is the intelligence of life. It's a different kind of intelligence. It's not about thought, analysis, or rationality, or logic, or mind, or any of that stuff. It's the intelligence of the divine. When intelligence arises, attend to this rising. So give your attention to this as the illumination of the self. One is lit up by life. One is illumined by life, by Shakti, by life force, by the divine intelligence of the goddess, the divine feminine. Desiring and knowing, again, not the knowing of the mind, knowing and desiring, just for a breath, even if it's just for that instant. Forget what you want, forget what you know. So drop beyond, behind, before this, and receive the real teaching, the essence of earth, air, fire, water and space. All of the elements are comprised of, created by, manifested by this energy. As are you, as am I, as are we. And that's how desire and attending to the impulse of desire on this tantric path is a way to awakening and is a way to realization. And look what's happened as I've been, battery went low, as I've been talking, sharing, feeling, accessing this meditation in my speaking, my whole being's changed. I am calmer, quieter, more peaceful, deeper, and more connected to Source and my power, because that's where my power lies. Good to know. Good to know. So, beloveds, thank you for being there. I can see there are people there, but I haven't, without my glasses on, I can't actually see who's there. I can just see little blobs. So, but it's really nice to know that you're there and to feel you there, that I'm not just talking to myself in space, although I am really talking to myself in space. Thank you for being there. And join me again tomorrow for the next reading. Lots of love and Satnam.